Tonight you'll lie down on a mattress in a room, alone, in silence for 8 straight hours, and you'll call that normal. For 300,000 years, not a single human being slept like that. We think of sleep as simple. Lights off, eyes shut, alarm at 7. If you wake up at 3 a.m. and can't fall back asleep, something is wrong with you. You Google it. You try melatonin. You think your brain is broken. But here's what bothers me. We've been sleeping for 300,000 years. The private bedroom, about 150. The alarm clock, 1876. The 8-hour block. A factory schedule, not biology. So if everything about modern sleep is new, what was the original? 200,000 years ago, inside a cave in what's now South Africa, someone gathered armfuls of grass, spread them across a layer of ash, and topped the pile with leaves from a camphor bush that repelled insects. That's Border Cave, and that grass and ash mattress is the oldest known sleeping surface on Earth. It's surprisingly engineered. The ash underneath wasn't random. It repelled crawling insects the way a modern mattress pad keeps out dust mites. The camphor leaves on top? Natural bug spray. These people didn't just collapse on the ground, they built a bed. 77,000 years later, still long before anything we'd call a mattress, people at Sibadu Cave were layering sedge and rushes into platforms 30 centimeters thick, big enough for an entire family, and periodically they burned the whole thing and started fresh. Prehistoric pest control. But the bed was only half the story, because back then, you never slept alone. For most of human history, sleeping was social, not optional social, survival social. You slept in clusters, near fire, near others, because the alternative was dying. Researchers studying the Hadza, one of the last hunter-gatherer societies, tracked 33 people's sleep over 20 days, and they found something remarkable. In the entire study, every single person was asleep at the same time for only 18 minutes, total. Not because they assigned night shifts, because their bodies did it naturally. Younger people stayed up late. Older people woke up early. The chronotype spread, owls and larks in the same group, meant that someone was always half awake, scanning the dark. Scientists call this the sentinel hypothesis. Your body doesn't just sleep for you, it sleeps for your group. And that's the glitch. That 3 a.m. wakefulness you treat as a disorder, it might be the oldest job description in the species. You're not broken. You might be running firmware from before we had walls. That genuinely unsettles me. Not the idea that we used to sleep differently, but that we stopped, and no one told our nervous systems. And it wasn't just ancient. In pre-industrial Europe, people routinely talked about a first sleep and a second sleep, 2 blocks of about 4 hours each, with a gap of quiet wakefulness in between. During that gap, the watch, they prayed, they talked, they tended the fire, they visited neighbors. Court records from the 1600s mention crimes committed after the first sleep like it's a time of day. When NIMH researcher Thomas Ware put volunteers in 14 hours of darkness per night, within weeks they fell into the exact same pattern. 2 4-hour blocks with a calm, meditative waking period between. Now, some historians argue those old texts are more ambiguous than they seem, and foraging societies today don't all show this pattern. The debate is real, but the shape of the idea holds. Consolidated 8-hour sleep isn't ancient. It emerged when gaslighting and factory schedules made it profitable. So here's what I keep coming back to. You sleep in a private room, an invention younger than the postage stamp. You wake to an alarm clock designed by a New Hampshire farmer in 1787 who just needed to get up at 4 a.m. for work. You judge yourself against an 8-hour block that exists because a factory owner decided it was efficient. Meanwhile, your body still carries the Sentinel's schedule, still wakes you at 3, still sleeps lighter when you're alone than when someone's nearby, still responds to every sound the way it did when a sound might mean something with teeth. For 300,000 years, sleep was communal, broken, noisy, firelit, and surrounded. And somehow we decided that the version where you're alone in the dark, in silence, for 8 unbroken hours, is the one that's natural. Maybe the glitch isn't your 3 a.m. insomnia. Maybe the glitch is everything else. Those ancient sleepers by the fire. They built beds. They organized sentinels without knowing it. They layered insect-repellent plants 200,000 years before chemistry had a name. But the night wasn't just uncomfortable. It wasn't just the cold that woke them. It was what they heard in the dark, what they believed was out there, and the sounds they made to keep it away. That's the next file.